Alright, so we're going to go ahead and start our Chapter 9 work in Section 9.2, which is over multiplying polynomials. Remember that multiplying a polynomial, when we use that word, we're talking about sums, and we're going to start with multiplying a sum by a monomial. So the first thing we have to talk about is remember how to distribute a number in front of a set of parentheses. And I think that numbers 1, 2, and 3 are pretty easy for you to do. So just practice it, pause the video, practice 1, 2, and 3, just like we had done in class on the Friday before break. So pause it, practice them, and come back and take a peek, and let me know what you had trouble with. Watch out for negatives. Now hopefully you really paused it, and now you're just checking over your work to make sure you did the problems okay. Common errors, as I would double check problem number 3, that you have plus 12x squared. If you don't, then what I would tell you is a negative times a negative is equal to a positive. If you need another moment, pause again. But now we're going to move down to problems 4, 5, and 6. And we're going to use what we learned about multiplying powers to distribute a term in front of parentheses. So now it's a term, not just a number, but that monomial is now a whole entire term, or not a constant. So when we do 3x times 4x, we'll do our numbers. 3 times 4 is 12. But x times x gives me x squared. And then when I do my second part of my distribution, or multiplication, 3x times negative 2y is going to give me negative 6xy. So we're going to have problems like we had in Chapter 8, except now we have 2 of them to worry about. Would you please give problems 5 and 6 a try, and then, well, pause the video and try them, and then come back and check your work? Pause it. Again, check your work. Some of the places where common mistakes happen is not so much here in this first term, but more so in the second and in the third terms, when you forget, or some students will forget, to multiply those variables again, so that 2a times 4a would give me 8a squared. And then 2a times 6 would give me 12a. So be very cautious with that. Also remember that this x in number 6, that it has an exponent of 1. So that an x to the first times an x to the third would be an x to the 4th power. Alright, so then once we've mastered those 2 skills, the problems become pretty basic and really quite easy, because we're just going to distribute more than once and combine like terms. So I'll do number 7 and I'll do number 10, then I'll leave 8, 9, 11, and 12 for you to work on your own. So number 7, we're going to distribute first this 5 and then the 3, so that we are looking at 10x plus 25. And if you want to use that vertical plan like we tried on the Friday before break, you can. So positive 3x and negative 18. Notice I lined up like terms, and I just used a vertical format instead of a horizontal format. Either way is fine, because when I combine like terms, I'm always going to add. 10x plus 3x gives me 13x, and 25 and negative 18, that should give me a 7, or positive 7. No. I should stay on vacation. Yes, I was right. 7, right? 25 minus 18. Yes, I'm fine. Oh, I should stay on vacation. So that 13x plus 7. And just so that you're aware that I know I talk about it, but I don't think I've shown it yet to you. So I want to make sure that you see that problem could in fact be done in a horizontal method. So that if you did that exact same problem, or you see another teacher or another student or whatever, you've done these in the past and you use this method, I want you to see that it's perfectly okay to go ahead and keep going horizontally. Right? Same thing, we distributed that 3 to the x and to the negative 6. And now we're going to combine like terms. So that 13x, 25 and 18 get combined, so plus 7. So using that exact same work, exact same thoughts, it's just horizontal instead of vertical. We still combine like terms. I told you I would talk through number 10, so let's do that one together as well. We take this monomial times the binomial x plus 7. We'll distribute here. And then we take this monomial times a binomial. And 5x squared times x, or 1x, gives me 5x to the third. 5x squared times 7 will give me plus 35x squared. 3x times x, well, that's going to give me plus 3x squared. Notice how I lined up my like terms, that this 3x squared is a like, or can combine with 35x squared, not 5x to the third. So make sure that when you use that vertical format, you're lining up proper terms. I've got one more multiplication, 3x times negative 4, so negative 12x. So when I go to combine like terms, right, it's all addition, so 5x to the third had no like terms to combine with. 35 and 3 x squareds, so 38 x squareds. And finally, minus 12x. So that we have our final answer to number 10. Be very careful with these. We'll talk in class about all the possible little mistakes that you could make. But I'm pretty confident that you'll be okay. I'd like you to try problems 8, 9, 11, and 12, and we'll put those answers up in class so that we can talk about mistakes that you may have made. So make sure you have come to class with those completed, because you will not get your note points for this page if you haven't done numbers 8, 9, 11, and 12. So make sure they come in completed. Thanks. See you soon.